Arise, Rodimus Prime. Now light our darkest hour. Rodimusbill here, and today we're going to go back in time and do an oldie. We're doing the Transformers Titanium Series 6-inch metal Cybertron Rodimus Prime. Now, as far as I know, this was the first attempt at a new Rodimus Prime since the movie, which was that, which he obviously needed an upgrade. And it was the first to combine his trailer with the front of the vehicle into one robot, and you couldn't separate them. First, going to take a look at the gun. Here is the gun. It is molded in black and silver plastic, and they didn't have the 5mm peg, so it's a very thin peg. And the next accessory it came with is actually a display case. Now this just pops right off. It is molded in gray, and it is Rodimus Prime right there with the Autobot symbol. It's just a nice little display case. I believe all of the titaniums came with one. So that is how you would put it in your display case, like it is mine. Now, let's just put his gun in here. Now, this figure does have a lot of drawbacks. A lot. It is not the best figure, but they did try to take the original from the movie and I guess try to update it with the Titanium series. Let's see. Things they kept the same. You got the orange and the red scheme. You've got the flame and the Autobot symbol on the chest. I don't know what you'd call these. The chrome on the side of the arms. And the spoiler, they kind of tried to duplicate, but neither one of these is the greatest. And that's about it. So in the face is completely different too. The only similarities is the red and the silver with the blue eyes. But now let's talk about the bad things this figure has. He's got a very, very thin waist. That's his waist right there. I mean, it is just, he's got a big upper body. He's got huge legs. He's got a waist that's very thin. As you can see, the figure is hollow. And I guess they tried with the spoiler, but look at that big space between the spoiler. That was no good. But overall, it's a nice figure. It's very heavy because it is die cast. So this is all metal. You got metal there. This back's metal. So he does have some weight to him. Let's talk about articulation first. The arm, we'll do a whole 360. Goes up that much. The elbow does have 360 degrees. And it doesn't have a quite 90. Nothing on the wrists. The waist does do 360, but I don't want to break it because it's very, very thin. It does do a whole 360. Let's see, the head doesn't move up and down at all, but you can rotate it because that's how you transform it. It's got soft ratchets on the legs. The front leg goes all the way up. It goes that far back. And the knee, you have to move this panel back, and the knee could do more than 90. Let's see, the legs go up like that, almost a full split. Rotation at the knee, and the feet just fold up and down for transformation. And that's it. This is the Titanium Rodimus Prime. Now, but before we go to robot, I want to bring in the old back of the truck. Now this was the old camper. What you want to do is flip it up, pull that up, and it came with these little blast shields like that. And this was pretty cool. You had some detailing over here. You had the two blast shields. And basically Rodimus stood here. You could have had him like that. And that is how he controlled his back. So you either have everything all in one, or you split the two, but he never ever used this, as far as I know, unless he did on the Japanese episodes, in an animated or movie whatsoever. So him making it seem it was all one was fine. And even the cartoons sometimes, they did the old Optimus Prime thing. When he transformed, his trailer, or not the trailer, but his back piece would just come out of nowhere, and he would just boom, and then drive away. And when he transforms, this would just disappear into the night, and then you transform again. But enough about that. Now let's get back to robot. And for our robot-to-robot comparisons, we're going to bring in G1 Rodimus Prime. And normally this stays inside a box, but I take him out for this video. And this is his back of the trailer. That's how that one was. And then our next Rodimus Prime is the Power of the Primes Leader Class Evolution. This is both Hot Rod and Rodimus Prime. And we're going to bring in our Mash'em Rodimus Prime. And this is like a little rubber PVC. And then I wanted to show you what these guys compare to a Deluxe. This is a current. This is a Titans Return Deluxe. So he's a little taller than that. They're 6-inch figures. And this is how he compares to the original Optimus Prime. This is a G1 reissue from Walmart. Alright, is that all the robot-to-robot comparisons we're going to do? Now, transform this guy. Let's see, first you want to flip the head around. Okay, then you want to take this and lift it up. You want to turn the wheels in. Let's get the piping all together and rotate it. Again, let's get the piping all set up. Fold the arms down. Rotate it, and put that up, and now you can just take this. Let's flip it over. These you could fold together, and what you want to do is rotate this whole piece, and that is the front of the vehicle. So now you got to be very careful. What you want to do is I hold this here and grab it at the crotch piece and turn it 180. You'll hear it click. You've got to be very careful. And these will pop off. See? What you want to do is pull this leg out, fold the feet down. Pull this whole leg out, fold the feet down. I want to put them up 90 and then rotate them. Pull them up 90, rotate them. These, you got slots will peg together. These right here will peg into the arm. Right there. And that is it. That is the Rodimus Prime combined with this trailer. And he's not so bad in trailer. I mean, this is basically, you have the front. Let's go look at the front. You got the clear blue, you got some blue painted headlights, you got that cool flame with the Autobot symbol. The spoiler is kind of like the original, but not. You still got the piping up the side, you still got the flames, you still have 6 wheels. And that basically is it. And you flip them over, and you have this little grooves right there. What you want to do is you could pop the weapon in, and that is storage. And then I wonder if he could fit on the platform. There you go. I always have him displayed as a robot, though. I know we'll do another comparison later, but look at the original now. Side by side, what are the similarities and what are the differences? The spoiler's different. I guess you got the same flat spoiler, but then this has this extra piece. Maybe they could have folded it down to fit underneath here. I don't know. You got the blue windows, you got the yellow, and you got the Autobot flame. Now Rodimus here is more orange. This guy doesn't have any orange on his chest. He's got blue headlights and he doesn't. You got a different flame pattern. Here, we'll do it this way. You definitely have a different flame pattern on this guy. But, again, the chrome, even though they don't go that way, you still got the chrome going up from the front wheel up. You got the flames going on the back. And they kept the 6 wheels. The back is the back. And that's the side. So, I guess what they try to do is basically, and that would be robot to robot. Folks, this is what I grew up on. Like I said, when this came out, it was like, oh wow, they combined the front and the back. It was like, woo! But I had to get them. You know, back then I wasn't Rodimusbill, but I always loved Rodimus Prime. So I picked him up. And he was a nice improvement over this guy, definitely. And he is, like I said, metal, and he's got some storage. So that is Rodimus Prime in his vehicle mode. Now what you could see is, here's the bottom, you can see his visible head syndrome, as MGO says. But you can see how his legs fold up. You got a lot of hollowness right here. Like I said, again, metal. Yeah, he is scratched, but that's how his kind of hands fold in. So if you look straight on, his hands are a little pointy. But that's it. Now let's do some other vehicle-to-vehicle comparisons. And our first vehicle-to-vehicle is G1 Rodimus Prime. Now again, this is the first Rodimus Prime that combined the back with the front. And this is the original. How they separated, like the old Optimus Prime. Like that is the first one. This is the Power of the Primes, Rodimus Prime. Now this is more like the front combined with the back to form a Rodimus Prime. We talked about that. This is the Deluxe Hot Rod from Titan's Return. So they're about that difference. Again, he's about a deluxe size. Here's the original G1 Optimus Prime. And I think these two guys scale the best. So that's probably how big Rodimus Prime would be for the Optimus Prime. And that is the vehicle-to-vehicles. And before we transform him back, we're going to bring in all our Optimus Primes. Now this is like evolution for me. Because you had... Whoops, it would be... When I was a kid... Let's see, I was 13 when the Transformers movie came out, so I was right in that age of collectors, which a lot of people my age are. There's this guy. And then you had this guy came out. He was a little improvement. And now you've got the big guy with Power of the Primes. And we'll do comparisons like this. Here we go. You got all 3 comparisons like that. Whoops. And I do like this updated, the Power of the Primes, Rodimus. I kind of do like this. And there's actually a review. You click on the review below and you could see this one. This was the evolution, just like they did at Orion Pax, turns into Optimus Prime. And they had the Hot Rod and then Rodimus Prime there. So, now let's go back to the titanium one and transform him back. So, let's move the weapon. Okay, first you disconnect the arms, so we'll just move that up. We're going to separate the legs, straighten the legs out, pull the foot up, close the back leg. Straighten the leg out, close that up, straighten the back leg. Now hold it tight. You got to be very careful because I don't want this to snap. I mean, that's basically what's holding it together. Oh, there he is. So what you want to do is arms folded out. And then, whoops, let's rotate this bad boy to get out of the way. Oh, fold the arms up like that. Rotate this whole piece down. It'll slide in right. These two teeth will slide in right around there. So you got that. Turn the head. Pull out the fists. Extend them. Rotate them. Pull out the fists. Extend them. Rotate them. And this you can just twist up. Extend these out. And then rotate that. And that's the spoiler. Rodimus was very famous for a spoiler. Kind of mad that in the movie, well, it was a big disappointment in the movie Hot Rod, but we won't even go there. That Michael Bay almost ruined it for my childhood. And that is Titanium Series 6-inch Rodimus Prime. The good was, it was the very first Rodimus Prime figure to encompass the back with the front into one vehicle. The die cast does give it a nice little hefty weight to it. And it was a big improvement over the stuff I grew up on, which is this guy. And this guy will always have a special place in my heart. Normally he's boxed up, and I only take him out for very, very rare do I take him out, but I figured this would be a good one to take out. Alright, Rodimusbill saying I hope you like this review. Please click subscribe, like, share, all that other good stuff. We do Transformers, I do DC characters, we do Marvel, we do Legos, we do new toy sightings. We like to hit the Targets and the Walmarts. And if they have new Earthrise and new figures, we'll do a little video of them. And as always, this is Rodimusbill saying, till all are one, till all are one, especially in these daring times of the coronavirus. Now light our darkest hour.